Good morning, everyone. I'm Richard Hernandez. I'm a resident of the city of Tucson and Pima County, a voter and a taxpayer. First, Chairman Miller, correction. Supervisor Miller, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I read it in the paper, and you get it from me personally, but I read it. I saw the way you rolled your eyes a minute ago. If you want to roll your eyes at me, I'm going to call it to your attention. Okay? I saw it. Now let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a story about me. My family is Hispanic. We're very proud people. When we were children, there was a lot of money on the table in the dining room, but we children knew that not a nickel of that belonged to me. We knew not to take a nickel. And when Mom and Dad would say, you can have a couple of bucks, it didn't mean 5 or more, it meant 1 or 2 or 3, but definitely not 5. We come from a position as Hispanics who are very proud. We work hard for our money. So where I stand is not the issue if you give money to someone. As a matter of fact, you can see I'm wearing an AIDS shirt. I'm going to walk in the AIDS walk. As a matter of fact, when I worked for Southern Arizona AIDS as a volunteer, hundreds of hours, I worked for Pima County. I had to take a day off of vacation to walk Nogales and all these other communities and give out condoms and say, people, we love you. We don't want you to die. But while I was employed by Pima County, I still had to take my time off because I couldn't use public money even if I was saving somebody's life. That question comes to you. I'm going to teach you the thing that my parents taught me as a child. The money on this table belongs to Pima County. Whether it's $1 or $2, Mr. Stroud, doesn't make any difference, or it's 5,000 or more. It belongs to us. Me, my neighbor, my neighborhood, all of Pima County. I don't mind that you spend money that way. I actually think it's great. Don't misunderstand. It's great. The work done by these agencies is wonderful. But you have a moral and an ethical obligation to tell us how you're spending every dollar. I learned that as a child because if I didn't, there would be hell to pay. So I'm asking you to do the same thing that we did. We were honest. It wasn't our money. It's not your money. It's our money. So you make sure that we, the public, know how you spend it. We may not like it, and I recognize you're the Board of Supervisors and you have the authority to spend it, but have the courtesy, transparency, the honesty, the integrity to tell us how you're spending your money. There are a lot of things that you do that I don't like, but I don't roll my eyes. So I'm here to tell you that I want you to do what I did as a child. Do the right thing. Make sure that we, the public, know how to spend even $1, Mr. Stroud. Even $1.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is going to be Dan Hannigan. Thank you for being patient today, Keith. Please give us your name for the record.
My name is Keith Van Hannigan. I'm a Tucson resident. I'm not leaving yet. I'm going to roll my eyes. I'm going to stop my feet. I'm going to jump up and down.
Thank you.
My God, I'm furious over this. You have no idea. A Class 6 felony is punishable by 6 to 18 months imprisonment and a fine of $150,000 maximum. Well, according to my reading, someone has violated Ethics Code, State Statute 38, 503, 504, 505, 510, and Criminal Code, State Statute 13, 2603. You add them up, it's 5 to 15 years in prison and a $1.5 million fine. You are using my taxpayer dollars to murder innocent babies. If you do not condemn baby killing, you support it. Man, that sounds like ISIS to me. I've listed the codes. Here's another one for you. And our Mr. Straub should know this one. It's called Chapter 2, Article 8, 38-341. Accusation by grand jury. That's how we remove corrupt public officials in this county. And guess what's happening today? The paperwork's been filed. Thank you very much. I have my 500 signatures. Rita Ranch is not happy at all. You're begging for a no-kill shelter for aliens. As Americans, as human beings, you refuse to do it for other human beings. You got a bad majority. You got bad boards. You got bad taxation. Like man said, it's not your money. And the last one, Chapter 2, Article 8, 38443, non-defeasance in public office. That one can be done today. Good.
Thank you, Keith. Our next speaker is going to be Mark Finbeck.
It's gone.
Think so?
He's gone.
Oh, okay, thank you. Our next speaker is going to be Christopher Cole then. Mr. Cole, thank you for being patient. If you'd come forward and give us your name for the record, please.
Once again, my name is Christopher Cole, and I reside in Tucson. Before I get into the meat of my remarks, just a little administrative thing. Discussion and vote regarding Board of Supervisors' use of discretionary office funds to contribute to outside organizations. If you look at my little green card in there, I think I circled proposed, but I'm not really sure, because some of us forget to look at the agenda on the support. Okay. Well, some of us forget to look at the agenda on the internet, and some of us don't have easy access to the internet. If that had been written a little bit better, I wouldn't have guessed support, or guessed opposed, or guessed undecided. Yeah, I support the idea that Supervisor Miller has brought forward. As has been said, it ain't your money, it's mine. I don't think that you have legal authority to donate your office funds to an outside charity. If you want to donate to an outside charity, you've got to check, go to sure, write a check. That's what I do. I don't come to the Board of Supervisors and demand that you take the money that you collected from the poor, the middle class, the rich, whoever, and donate to my charity. I do it myself. If you've got excess office funds, as has been said, give them back. Mr. Carroll, it's nice that that you're going to be donating back or giving back or refunding or however you want to say it. What was it, $68,000? And I'm sure each and every one of you tries to be responsible in your use of your office funds. Well, it ain't being responsible if you're using the office funds for something that is not voted on by the Board of Supervisors, as I believe the law requires. It's taxpayer money. The Board of Supervisors has to vote on where that money goes. And if you just slip it out of the office funds, there's no vote, I think you've broken the law.
Thank you, Chris. Our next speaker is going to be David Hammond. Mr. Hammond, thank you for being patient today, and please give us your name for the record.
My name's David Hammond, and I've been Sharon Brown since District Number 3. Just about everything that's been covered so far is like about what I've been wanting to say up here. But you know, we have twice as much debt as 14 other counties in this state, and my tax bill just went up again, and I'm on a fixed income. And people have been sucking all the money out of my home for years. And I don't like it that the money's being spent and doled out to nonprofits and everything, just like, without anybody knowing about it. That's the big issue I have. And just like there's money going to Planned Parenthood and that kind of stuff, I don't think that should be done. And the discretionary donations are probably higher than they should be, if there should be any at all. But I also think that the money should be approved first. Otherwise, pay it out of your pocket. Because they are getting sent out like they're personal donations. And I just hope that the money's not coming back as campaign contributions. I'm going to urge taxpayers to start looking for new candidates in 2016. And all you have to do is look at the roads to see that the leadership in Pima County is lacking. So I'm against this discretionary spending stuff. Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you being here today. Mayor McLaughlin is our next speaker. Mr. McLaughlin, please come forward, and thank you for being patient. And I'd like it if you give us your name for the record, please, sir.
My name is Merritt McLaughlin. I live in Oro Valley, and I'm back. I wanted to say first, I also don't appreciate the rolling of the eyes and the smirk when the audience is admonished by the chairman for decorum. We also deserve decorum from the dais. Mr. Carroll, I hope that you take this really into consideration. We're all after good government. We lose a lot of good politicians and elected officials over the years due to the fact that they get tired of having to raise money. I get that. But at the same time, when you become an elected official, that doesn't mean that you have now signed on. However, in this case with this board, it seems to be that you have now decided that this has become your lifetime occupation. I don't think that's good government. You're an elected representative, and I think the intent of our republic was to have citizen representatives, but not in perpetuity. That's part of our problem in Congress or in Washington and the state and all the way down to any level of government. And this type of what goes on with this indiscriminate contributions to the charity of your choice, when you know that charity and those people are going to most likely contribute to your campaign, is just really terrible government. It almost makes me think of when I drive down I-10 and past that sewer treatment plant. Smells. It's a sweet deal to be on this board, but this is not your lifetime, and I just feel that it skews our whole democratic process. And by having an extra advantage of a quid pro quo, which I think is probably one of the deadliest things in our democracy. So please consider desisting from this activity as of this day and moment. Thank you.
I would just comment on my behalf that there has never been an implicit or an explicit quid pro quo with any organization that I've ever made a donation to. And I just wanted to make that comment for the record. Jerry Akbani is our next speaker. Please come forward, Jerry, and thank you for being patient with us today. And I appreciate it. Excuse me?
We finished with the
speakers for now.
No, sir, I still have some more speakers. Your name will come up in a minute.
Okay.
Have a seat, please.
All right.
What's your name again?
Alex, visit B-I-S.
Yeah, it's coming up next, but right now I just called Miss
Thought
Antabani.
you were finished.
I just called Miss Antabani up here to speak, so we're gonna let her go first. And then you're gonna get your chance too.
Thank you very much.
Please come forward and thank you for your patience, and please give us your name for the record.
I'm so used to saying Madam Chairman, I'm sorry. Chairman and Board of Supervisors, my name is Joy Ottoboni, and I live in Old Valley. I was surprised to see that our property tax dollars that we provided supervisors to run their offices were instead spent on donations to outside organizations. The state constitution states that the use of public money is illegally restricted, and I was going to read this thing, but I thank you all, and I can give that to you later, the Auditor General about special funds. So I'll just hand it to you instead. Let's see. Okay. So Pima County spends more per capita than Maricopa County. Why did our property tax bills jump up so high when obviously certain supervisors have excess office funds at their disposal? You are apparently anti-senior. We are on a fixed income and you're trying to tax them out of our homes. And what about the children? This is a very bad economy, and parents and many have lost their jobs and will have large negative effect upon our children. You have not been responsible with our tax dollars, and especially secretly donating our tax dollars, not your own money, to these friendly outside groups that we did not choose. We were not even given an opportunity to vote on these groups. You have, according to a paper, and I've got that little paper here that shows all your little donations here. So according to the paper, donated large amounts of money. Some of these groups have turned around and donated to your campaigns. I think it is a big no-no. Sounds worse than Chicago politics. I think one of you are from Chicago. Anyway, those of you who have donated our tax money should be reminded that you are supposed to be the servant of the people, not the reverse. Some of these groups received on the agenda double donations. Perhaps $399,000 per year for each supervisor is too much, and you should donate it back to the taxpayer. You should be ashamed of yourselves, particularly. I think you've been here too long, but I will comment. I'm appreciative of Mr. Raymond Valdez and Aline Miller I did not have anything like this on you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Our next speaker is Jeannie Crawford. Please come forward, Jeannie. Thank you for being patient today. Give us your name and address.
It's been interesting. My name is Jenny Crawford, as you just said, Mr. Chairman and supervisors. This is going to be a repeat, but as Richard said, I want it on the record. My thoughts on the use of supervisor office funds contributed to outside organizations. I just want to say that I give to my choice of charities, but I use my own personal money to do it, not taxpayers' money. Since our county has a debt of over $1 billion right now, and I guess after the $22 million, if that's passed, if the bond next year's passed, I guess it's heading towards $2 billion in debt. Our roads need fixing. I think we'd all agree with that. They kind of get resurfaced, and that's about it. Our animal care center, as we just talked the last few hours about, at the very least needs expanding, whether you agree with the 22 or 18 million or not. Also, our county properties, which we have a lot of them, and you keep buying them, whether we can afford them or not, or whether we need them or not, they need upkeep. And I could go on and on and on. So in reality, I almost thought, why even speak about this, because it's just thousands of dollars. But then I think, it's my taxpayer money. It's everyone's taxpayer money, not y'all's money. And I give to my own charities what I want. And believe me, a lot of those charities that were given to, I don't agree with, which I know you all probably wouldn't agree with my charities. So I just want to say, I want the unused funds should be put back in the general fund, because there's a lot of many necessary unmet needs in this county that need to be met. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is going to be Alex Bissett. Mr. Bissett, please come forward and
Thank you, and I
give us your
apologize
name
for
for
the
the record.
comments before.
Oh,
It's
that's,
a little hard to hear, and I thought
that's okay, sir, it's no problem. Please stand over by our microphone though, that way we can all hear you.
my name again is Alex, A-L-E-X, Bissett, B as a boy, I-S-S-E-T-T. And I'll be speaking about the use of, the supervisor's use of funds to contribute to outside organizations. I'd like to make some preliminary remarks to start, and I will stay under my 3 minutes. This year, I got my 2014 property tax bill and found that my property taxes have gone up 17%. I canvassed my neighbors, 8 of them. All of them were either 17%, one was 15, one was 20. So it got me to thinking about where my tax dollars were going. And a few things came to mind. I worry about it. First, $15 million going to the University Medical School, which in my mind encourages the school to raise salaries, which results in higher tuitions, which increases the need for more money, and it goes round and round and round. Second, buying land with taxpayer money for more soccer fields we don't need. Third, budgeting $22 million for a dog shelter that has so much pork in it, we could start a sausage factory. And at last, giving taxpayer funds to outside organizations. During my career as a professional mining engineer, I learned about digging holes. But I know if you dig yourself a financial hole and you find yourself at the bottom of it, it's time to stop digging. And back to my career again, I headed up several companies and projects, and I always gave my department heads a certain piece of advice, and that is, and I tried to follow it myself, if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. That advice is particularly appropriate today when it comes to discussing the issue of taxpayer funds going to outside organizations that could be construed as buying votes. Now, was it legal or not? I don't know. But I know it doesn't pass the sniff test. It doesn't look right. And I ask you as a Pima County taxpayer to stop. My old boss of mine gave me a piece of advice too. He reminded me, a bottle of wine is a gift. A case of wine is a bribe. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Joe Bugart. Joe, please come forward. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us your name for the record.
My name is Joe Bogart, and from Marana, and everything I would probably say has already been said, so I won't take much time. But I do support this. I do support limiting or eliminating the use of public funds for personal donations to organizations.
Thank you very much. Next speaker is Mary Murphy. Mary, please come forward. Give us your name for the record, please, and thank you for being patient today.
Buenos tardes, Board. Mary Murphy from Green Valley. Ms. Miller's opening statements, the word she was, I want to throw in, is impropriety. There should be as little as possible, if possible, 1 inch of impropriety. Mr. Carroll's office is peculiar in that it includes the Green Valley office. and the layer of government that is the Green Valley Council and these homeowners associations. I know for a fact, and I'll bet my bottom dollar, and I'm damn near it, he spends more time at the Pima County Animal Care Center than he does in Green Valley. That's going to have to change due to Mr. Ward's incapacitation, and it's a good time to do any other kind of organizational restructuring with regard to the Green Valley Council. I was at my homeowners association meeting yesterday, and they're continuing to hawk the fraud that was the CMG engineering drainage study in Green Valley. Drainage rate number 6. We're being jerked around, and I'm not going to stand for it. Okay, it's fraud. I've been told I should submit a consumer fraud complaint. Transparency, you know, what it's all about in Chicago politics. And we also had Elliot Ness and the Untouchables came out of Chicago as well. Mr. Carroll and I, we clowned around before. Lately, it's been a bit of a sparring match. Are from the same neighborhood in Chicago. The difference in our ages would have put me in perfect babysitting age for Mr. Carroll when he was little Raymond. When I was 14, he was 6. What would we have done? Were there siblings? 50 cents an hour per kid. And people had to beg me to babysit. It wasn't one of my favorite jobs. But do you remember that donut shop at 107th and 117th in Western called Mr. Donut, not Dunkin' Donut? Do you remember that, Mr. Donut? I wouldn't have taken you there. I'd have made you wash my car. Things are going on, and I know you're going to have to, you're piling on here. We've got a lot of stuff going on. But if there's anything that's going to go past a 20-year career in Green Valley, now's the time to start revolution. And may I say, let there be harmony and understanding. Let sympathy and trust abound. No more falsehoods or derision. Golden living dreams of vision. Mystic, crystal, revelation. And the mind's true liberation. Aquarius.
Thank you very much,
Oh, thank
Ms.
you.
Murphy. Our last speaker is going to be Vicki Davis. Ms. Davis, please come forward.
I also asked to speak, so you know there's got to be at least 2 more. Nancy Newman,
I've been through all the cards I've received.
I gave it to the second lady from the end there.
I have one that says Nancy Newman, is that you?
Me?
And it says washes and roads in poor condition?
Yes,
Is that,
that's my call to the public.
but that's called to the public.
Well, that's what I'm up to speak, that's why I stayed.
Okay, well, we're not a call to the public yet. Would you like to speak on this item?
You mean about the corruption here that you're talking about?
The
Yes.
allegation?
No,
Then come on up here.
Okay, I didn't know
Come
that.
on up here and then fill out a green card after you finish, because you gotta have a green card to speak in this way.
Well, actually, I came to speak about the washes and the roads. Wow, I'm glad I came today. I think I'm gonna start coming a lot more. I am horrified at what I heard today. I'm really horrified at you, Mr. Straub. I don't know how much you make, but in private business, you wouldn't be around anymore. You're unprepared. Supposedly, you're the chief deputy, whatever you are, and you're unprepared and you're ignorant about everything going on. You know it. Ms. Miller, now I understand why you haven't joined the tent of the Board of Supervisors, because you're a little bit honest and ethical and a woman of integrity to lower yourself to go into the sloppiness of this Pima County Board of Supervisors. I am amazed. And also, I'm wondering, did you guys take that that tax deduction? I mean, the taxes, our taxes that you gave as donations. Now I'm wondering, did you take it off your personal tax, your tax statement at the end of the year? Jeepers, I'm really wondering about you guys. This is truly, you guys are sloppy. You're getting loose with what you do. I'm horrified Thank you, Miss Miller, for being who you are. I'm shaking, I'm just shocked. And here you don't do the washes? You don't have the money to clean up the washes, and we're all putting our money out. You've already taken our money for your own tax donations, whatever. But yet you're letting the washes wash away our landscape, our trees, our roadways, and people are dying because they're washing off the roads because you're not keeping the bridges cleaned out. I'm shocked. Where have you guys been? You've been in office too long. You're sloppy. You're corrupt. You're just not what we are today. And management filters down. And when we look at the roads and the washes and the money that we all have to put out for our own because you're not taking care of us, we don't sleep secure at night because our roads are bad, and now I find out our washes have not been maintained. I'm very, very concerned about this weekend because I saw what happened in my neighborhood last weekend because a wash was not maintained and we pretty much flooded. We were like in the middle of a river, and it shouldn't have been. We're a great neighborhood, but oh, hey, we're all putting money out now because we're cleaning up what shouldn't have happened to begin with. And you guys are here spending our private money, spending our taxes for your private little slush funds in order so you can stay popular. In fact, I questioned Bronson last week how she was giving an award in my district for that Golden Goose. She probably has never even been in there. She probably doesn't even know where it's located. It's not even her district. And I thought, why is she doing that? Who is she? But she was pretty strong in her way that she handled the meeting last week. And I thought, boy, she really rules the roost here. So now I understand who's in the tent. Now I understand Mr. Carroll always talks about, well, Miss Miller doesn't join us in the tent. Well, I understand, Allie, why you don't join them in the tent. You're a head above everybody here. And I'm so disappointed. No wonder. We're a beautiful community. We have a fabulous environment here. We're the mountains, everything. But look who's running the show. Management filters down. And what we are is what you guys have made us become. Nature has given us beauty here, but you guys have just pretty much trashed it. Yes. So anyway, I'd like to talk about my wash, but I will in turn come back to the podium in a minute.
Thank you, but please be sure you fill out a green card for this particular item. Thank you, Vicki. Or excuse me, Ms. Evans. That's the extent of our speaker.